The reason I chose this topic is because ever since I was 6, I've wanted to know more about robots and stuff like that. So when I was in class and I learned that I got to do independent study. I'm like, yee! History is, think of a train. Trains are better than what we used to have robots back in the day, because robots would be just battery and battery and wire, and then you connect the wire to the other side of the battery, and since positive energy always flows to negative energy, the positive energy would go around the wire into the negative energy, and that's what would create the wire to spin around the battery, and that's what they would call a robot. And then nowadays we have things like this, or electricity down in water. And they are used to help humans with jobs, I think. And like a plane is a robot. It has motors. Every robot has to have a motor. Every robot has to have a microcontroller or brain. And every robot has to have a power source. A plane has a huge motor. And it has not a microcontroller. It's not micro, it's not small. Fairly big. And the power source, I think it's the engine, yeah. And then what makes a robot? As I said, every robot has to have a power source, every robot has to have a brain, and every robot has to have a motor. And then if you have a power source, which is like batteries, or if it's solar powered, solar panels. And then you have to have a microcontroller if it's a small robot, or if it's pretty big, you might want a brain. And then a motor, what you want to do with it, like do you want to have it pick something up, put something down, or just drive around? And then, so that's what makes a robot. Now, this is my product. Very delicate, very delicate. Fairly small. Has a lot of wires, that's the first thing you'll see. This is my power source. See, my power source is the batteries. They're rechargeable, so I don't have to go to the store every time they run out of juice. And then, another battery. See, the reason why they keep switching like this is because since positive energy always flows to negative energy, then you've got connecting stuff right here where with the positive energy. This can connect to this, and I don't know how it does, and then this connects to this, and this connects to this, then this has a wire, it's supposed to, I don't know where it is. Oh yeah, it's right here. I think this is the end. It has a wire. Runs through my microcontroller. So let me hurry up and finish this if I can. makes its own decisions. So if you want, you can put your foot in front of it.
Well, that's cool.
My robot, I call him Z47, is basically an infrared camera and a pickaxe board with a bunch of wires attached to it. He's got infrared headlights too. There are motors with wheels and a battery pack under the motors. How it works, the camera. The infrared camera, how it works is that it sends infrared light out the small eye. It starts a timer in the backboard of its head. Then the big eye receives the reflection of the light and stops the timer. Then it compares the time with how long the light took. If it's not very long, he's close to something. If the light takes a very long time, it's vice versa. He's not very close to something. The headlights. The headlights are just blue rectangle LED lights from Radio Shack. Whenever Z47 turns, if you'll notice, he blinks the light in which the way he is going 3 times. The wires are connected to the pickaxe board.
That is so cool.
The wires are connected to the pickaxe board where the headlights get their orders from the...
I can't believe you made it some seconds. Awesome.
The pickaxe board has a microcontroller, a resistor array, a motor driver, and a lot of wires. The microcontroller is the brain of my robot. The resistor array, as it sounds, slows down the current or flow of electricity. The motor driver, obviously, commands the motors or drives them completely. The battery pack and battery. This is my power source of my robot. Without it, Z47 would not move, would not do anything except just sit there. The batteries are rechargeable, so I don't have to go to the store to buy batteries every time they run out of juice. Rechargeable batteries save a big pain in the butt, and I need them. I needed to get as close to 5 volts without going over. 4 rechargeable batteries equals 4.8 volts. 3 regular batteries equals 4.5 volts. The motors. One wire has more voltage, the other has an electric shower of current. Since positive always flows to negative, you'll have the motor going forward. Reverse it, and you're going backwards. Set the voltage at the same level, and it all stops. Remote control and IR receiver. This is how it works. Infrared. It's all based on infrared. The remote sends, well, I think it's a beep, before the pattern. Then the millisecond.
He's under the table, Zach.
The light might have reflected off the metal.
That's what happens.
The QA team needs some work.
Then the millisecond pattern flashes at the IR receiver.
He'll get out someday. Yeah, that's awesome.
Not strong.
He's so cool.
Turn this way.
Cool.
And he's probably going this way.
Yeah, oh, wait, no,
And he gets out.
Here comes Bubba.
He corners himself and gets out. It's the receiver's job to recognize the pattern as an on-off switch. See, check this out. See, if I press this button, he stops. Press it again, he waits. And then it's supposed to go. There we go. The firmware. This is the software that I wrote to tell the microcontroller what to do. I wrote little blocks of code, like the common if-then command, also else or otherwise. Now I can program it to turn its head, go forwards or backwards, or make it go into debug mode.
He already went there before.
What? And it'll go that way. And that's it.
Zach, take your questions, dude.
Brian.
I love your product, and did you make that? Like,
made it from scratch. It's basically my own Iron Man suit, except it doesn't blow things up. Gabe.
How long is the timeline?
8 panels.
No, I mean the timeline.
Oh.
What years?
6 packs.
Wow, that's a lot.
Ethan.
How long did it take you to build the robot?
I'd say about 2 weeks, 3 weeks. Cassidy.
What's
Debug mode? It's where if I hook the robot up to the computer I wrote the firmware on, I can move my hand in front of it, and the debug mode shows me it reads distance in numbers. So the bigger the number is, the closer the object is. So I can make it read my hand and make it just go back and forth, and it'll show me
like
numbers in which.
And for that type of program, I can see how many lines and stuff.
It's 84 commands. Natalie?
Love the robot, by the way. How did you get the wheels?
I had the wheels, it all came in a package, but it was just scratch. Like this pickaxe board on the back, this was just in pieces. Like this, and this were not there. All these wires weren't there. This camera wasn't there. The wheels just came in the pack. That's where I got them. Dylan?
How long do the batteries last?
I'd say
Before you
about,
can charge 9 hours.
I'd say a day.
I never
5 hours? I don't know. I'm thinking a day. I'm thinking because I've let it run for a day and it's run out, so I'm not really sure. I'd say around a day. Michael?
Can you hook it up to any TV remote or any like controller for your house?
It's made for Sony, so if you just had,
Zach, show him the remote that you have.
it's a
It's a Time Warner cable remote.
yeah.
And then sponsors.
This dude is made from Sony, so all I had to do is press in 0, 1, 4, and he's programmed. The IR receiver is programmed with the remote. Noah, where did you get the pack? The pack? The box? Or the robot?
Zach,
The,
you told me you got it from different places, Radio Shack, Home Depot.
Radio
The
Shack,
wheels
Home
came in a
Depot.
pack. There's a couple online stores too.
So you found all the objects?
He got the camera in the
The LED lights were from Radio Shack, and the IR receiver was from Radio Shack, and there are some wires that's from Radio Shack.
So you found all the objects?
Not at Radio Shack, but yeah. I can't remember.
Ellie.
Sorry.
So when you hook it to the computer, like, is it like you can see it on the camera, like on the computer, or is it just like?
What do you mean? Like, does the camera does like a picture show of what the camera sees?
Or like, could
Yeah.
you control it from the computer?
Well, what I wanted to do was control it from the remote. So, like, say I pressed left, it would turn left immediately, or right, right, and backwards. See, I could have had it gone backwards, but
You can just say time constraints.
exactly.
Project scope creep.
So if you plugged it into the computer, could you see like what the camera's seeing on the computer?
The camera sees infrared light, so I can't really see my hand if I put it right here. If I hook it up to the computer, that's what I wanted to do at first, but it only sees infrared light, so. Michael?
You can tell her what you see when you plug it in.
Well, if I
You see
run-
you see your code, right? And numbers?
Yeah.
There you go. That's what she's looking for.
What do you mean is that they like eat like it affects like a sensor? Yeah. Is it kind of like that or is it like?
It's invisible light to us.
Oh.
It's invisible red light. Ms. Caswell?
I have to say, I have loved getting to experience this project with you. Every day, Zach comes in so excited, Mrs. Caswell, guess what I did last night? And all about your, the robot that you've actually created, you talking about the code, which of course went way over my head. My dad's an electrical engineer at NASA, I am not. For a reason, but everything about this project was all you. You were so excited from the beginning, you got tons of information, you've used your class time so well. I am so proud of you. You did a really, really good job. Let's do another round of applause.